So buying a home is on, of course, a lot of people's wish list, especially millennials, but experts warn that baby boomers may be standing in our way. So founder and CEO of RexMont Real Estate, Adriano Tori, is here to explain and offer, of course, some much needed advice if you are trying to buy right now. Adriano, good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So we were just chit-chatting about this trend that you're seeing when it comes to baby boomer home buyers and how it's creating such a challenge for millennials. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so back the data, right? The data actually is sharing us or telling us a lot of things that are going on right now in the market, especially with these later changes that we've seen as of the last 6 months. And so from July of 2021 to July of 2022, 28% of the market were made up by millennials, compared to 43% the year before. Boomers, on the other hand, they are making up 39% of the market. And so since the first time from 2021, we're seeing them being the largest market share right now as far as things that are happening, all things real estate related.
That's really interesting. Why is this happening? Because let's be honest, the baby boomers are an aging generation. I thought that a lot of them might be downsizing, maybe selling some of their larger homes, maybe allowing some younger folks into the market. Why are we seeing this change here?
It all started actually last year when we saw a few changes going on in the economy, right? Where we saw a lot of these generational housing trends where millennials were getting laid off in more numbers, and they just needed to make changes to their budget. And so one of the things that they did is going back into the boomer parents, which were just facilitating, accommodating homeownership for the millennials' children.
So if you're a millennial and you're trying to find a house right now, or you're trying to get into the market, what advice do you have for buyers?
Yeah, so right now, the first thing that we have to focus as a millennial is to look into the financials, right? We first need to assess the financial capacity. And as we look into the financial capacity, then, setting up a plan that will clearly state the path to follow when it comes to expectations, along with being able to target areas that will be within those expectations.
Oh, wow. Okay, so let's talk specifically about our area as well, because I feel like we are a little bit of an outlier, because not only is it harder for millennials to get into the market as it is across the nation probably, it's even more expensive to buy a house here in Seattle. So when we talk about those financials, it feels really out of reach for a lot of people.
Especially in the greater Seattle area.
Yeah.
And even though in areas that are closer to the downtown and also the east side. And so one of the things that we've seen is that there is a drop in the interest rates that have caused a little more leverage in relation to what millennials are able to afford in this market. And the other part too to keep in mind is that within this market that we are going through right now, there are many opportunities within different communities that are coming now within reach. And so one of the things that we see out there is that millennials, for the most part, are expecting a market crash, right? But unfortunately, that's not going to happen anytime soon. We have a market that is very similar to the early 1980s.
Really?
And the number of homes that are available in the market right now is about 80% less to what it was back in 2008.
Oh, wow.
And so we are nowhere anywhere near to that. And so right now, the best advice for the millennial generation is to come down the fence, being able to assess the financials, and also from there, put a strong plan in place to jump into homeownership.
Adriano Tori, thank you so much for being here this morning. This is a really fascinating topic. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.